25 things people don't know about me. What should it be, Mom? Yeah, 25 things. I have a good one. When I was at NYU, right before the date spread idea came into fruition, I thought I wanted to live here in Florida after college and start an acai bowl food truck company, which is why the idea for Wanna Date all started in a smoothie shop, because I was working at an acai bowl smoothie shop, trying to like learn the business behind the scenes, because that's like what my 19-year-old self does. Unlike most 19-year-olds in college partying and drinking. Yeah, I don't drink or party. I'm sober fun. So when I was a sophomore, my plan was to think of concepts to make a smoothie acai bowl food truck so that I could like not have a lease. It was pretty flexible. I could move to Florida, live the life, come to the beach, and all that fun stuff. And then, yeah, Wanna Date kind of came into a business class idea because at the time, again, I'm just so overly ambitious that I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna write a whole business plan, maybe I actually want to do something feasible. And I couldn't do a beach food truck thing in New York City as a sophomore, midwinter. Yeah. And so I had the date spread idea. And I was like, I'll do this because I could actually like blend it physically and bring it into class and like film this Indiegogo fake little thing that I wound up launching. It's kind of a crazy story, but it happened. So I wrote that business plan and then actually launched that Indiegogo video as a way to like force myself into a no turning back situation where I had to start the business because people ordered it. Even if it was mostly family, people ordered it. And so I had orders to fulfill for a product that did not exist at the moment. And I spent the next year figuring it out, getting it off the ground, Googling, finding food manufacturers, making labels, literally just figuring it out from scratch as I went. Life is crazy, I will say that. So other fact, I love the beach. My parents live here in Florida. I grew up in Georgia. Let's go ahead and start this as a fact. I was born in Chicago, Illinois, but I grew up in Kennesaw, Georgia my entire life, like since preschool through high school. My parents are originally from New York. Mom's from Brooklyn, dad's from Queens. So I was never foreign to New York City or the northeast area of the United States. I love New York, always have, and didn't really love Kennesaw, Georgia. Good place to grow up, but 'twas too small for my big dreams. So I applied to like all these colleges in California and New York, and that was it. And I was gonna get out of town and go to the one that gave me the biggest scholarship, which happened to be NYU, which also happened to be the one I wanted to go to the most. Yay. And so off to NYU I went. And then when my parents became empty nesters after my brothers and I all graduated, I have two brothers, I'm the middle child, but I'm the fun child. I'm the favorite child. When my parents became empty nesters a couple of years ago, they moved down here to Florida, so I could be a snowbird. I'm gonna come over to you, Mom, for this segment. Remember, quite literally, when I was living at home in the pandemic, it was like, what was the holiday called in Labor Day, Memorial Day? What's the one in the fall? Summer, Labor Day. Labor Day of 2021. I literally looked at you and I was like, by the time I'm 25, I want to be moved out of this house. Not that I don't love my parents. I love them so much. I love you. I love them. They're my best friends. I was like, by the time I'm 25, I want to be moved out of this house because I like kind of moved back home during COVID, like many of us. I was like, I want to figure it out, move out of this house, like reset a lot of things about my life, my business, like just feel good about everything by the time I'm 25, and less like pandemic-y COVID hoopla. And literally I turned 25 this week, and I am now a core power yoga instructor, an SLT Pilates instructor. Come take my classes if you're in New York City. And my business is good, life is good, and I'm back in New York City, which is the place I love, and out of my parents' house. Mom, do you miss me living with you?
Of course I do, but you're a grown-up now, so you can't live with us forever. It's what it is.
They're too nice to kick me out. Plus, I was a business, mental, stressed out wreck. But no more. Now I'm like freaking happy as could be back in New York City, which is exactly where Wanna Date all started, where I get all my good energy from, where I love to do all my fitness classes. And moral of this point is that you can figure it out too. If you got shaken up during COVID, take it as a time to reflect and reset and replan. Go. Manifesting is so real if you really freaking put your mind and focus and visualization to it. Let's talk more on this manifestation topic, because I even manifested that I wanted to reconnect with somebody who I was pretty positive I was going to end up marrying. Yeah, so I am not single. That's a fact. Oh my gosh, I'm not married though. Like, I have an empire to build. I'll be married when I'm 30. But basically there was someone in New York City who I had strong intuition about that feminine intuition is real. But basically, there was someone back in New York who I couldn't stop thinking about over the course of the 2 years that COVID caused a lot of us to disconnect with people, and I reached back out, and I'm not single. I'm not. Sorry, don't want to date you guys. This one's another manifestation thing. It's kind of weird. When I was a kid growing up in Georgia, I was the pickiest eater ever. Lived off of grilled cheese, goldfish, chicken fingers, french fries, chocolate ice cream, chocolate milkshakes, chocolate cake. Yeah, I literally never ate any fruit, any healthy food. Didn't try eggs, didn't try bananas, didn't try grapes, like anything till I was in high school and wanted to change. I would literally pray in high school to like have confidence, have abs, like be this person I wanted to be and kind of am today, and didn't feel that way when I was 15 or 16 and surrounded by the pressures of society and cliques and cool people who did things I didn't think were cool, like drinking and partying and like doing bad illegal things when we were only teenagers. Like I said, my parents were my best friends. So not to say that you could just like manifest and magically make all these things happen in your life, but if you know exactly what you want and you think about it and you see who you want to be, like where you want to go in life and what you want your life to look like, and stay focused and make sure every step of the way you're working to get towards those things, well, you cut out all the junk food, learn how to eat really healthy food, start a date spread company, start working out hard, and maybe you get abs. That's all I'm saying. It's about enjoying the process along the way. Like I fell in love with running, yoga, then I fell in love with Pilates, which I now teach. Like I said, come take my classes in New York City. I also do personal Zoom training, or ideally in classes in person if you're in New York, but we can make a Zoom session work. Here for all your health and fitness goals. Link is in my personal Instagram bio actually for that. Here's a fun fact about me that if you know, you know. I used to be obsessed with sharks, still am. They're my favorite animal, and I wanted to be a marine biologist when I was a kid, and I've legitimately worn this shark tooth necklace for, dude, I don't even know, 6 years? I just don't take it off. I wore it on Shark Tank. So, tan. How long were we at that beach? 4 hours? Yeah.
Like 5.
Early birds today. Early birds getting those rays. Yes, much vitamin D has been ingested today. Taken, absorbed. Yeah, I could go for a smoothie. Smoothie or acai bowl, my favorite. Literally favorite food. Fact, if I had one food I had to eat for the rest of my life, it would be iterations of smoothies and acai bowls. That's for sure. That's literally been a thing since I worked at that smoothie and acai bowl shop. Did I mention I like smoothies and acai bowls? Another fact, I genuinely do enjoy long walks down the aisles of Whole Foods because I go in there out of my way essentially every single day, once, twice, sometimes 3 times. Excuse me. Fact, not to do with me. Burping is usually a result of swallowing air. Smoothie place, or tropical smoothie, sweetens their smoothies with something called turbinado. And my mom actually asked the lady what turbinado was.
Yeah, I didn't want it.
And what did she say it was? She literally answered, it's basically sugar. That was all she's, like literally, she admitted it. All these freaking places, except Smoothie King now, they actually really cleaned up their menu. They sweeten stuff unless you tell them not to. And the acai bowl shop that I worked at before I quit and launched Wanna Date, at that place, the acai they purchased came sweetened with 15 grams of added cane syrup in it. So people couldn't even have the option to buy an acai bowl without added sugar, which is really freaking messed up. My go-to is Pattaya because as far as I know, there still is no Pattaya company that sells sweetened Pattaya. If you go somewhere, the only chance that a Pattaya bowl or Pattaya smoothie is going to be sweetened is if they add honey or they add, turbinado sugar or whatever that frick this is. So I told them no, obviously it's not in this. This is a green smoothie. It has not listed the ingredients on it. It was kale, spinach, mango, banana, pineapple, and no added sugar. Cheers. Cheers, Mom. Woo. One thing that's crazy is when I started Wanna Date, that was the exact time in like 2017 when the FDA made it mandatory that you list added sugars on food labels. It wasn't even mandatory back in 2017. Back then, I remember that I moved to New York and I just heard or read or kind of intuitively assumed you should limit your added sugar intake. And so when I started buying my own groceries and stuff, not every food thing I picked up at Trader Joe's would list the added sugars and the total sugar separately. Nowadays, everyone does, which is amazing. Even when I started printing the first labels for Wanna Date, it was optional back then. Like, I didn't have to list it. Of course I did, so everyone would know that there is no added sugar in date spread. But in ways, it's good and bad how the world has changed, especially the food industry. Good ways, bad ways, but nowadays, at least you know if there's added sugar in your foods. And I highly suggest that if you're starting to improve your life and health and the things you purchase at the grocery store, you limit everything you buy to having less than 4 grams of added sugar per serving. That was kind of how I started, because a lot of things do have added sugar, and so always try to buy the option that doesn't have it. Like if you're buying almond milk, you can buy the unsweetened one, or if you don't really have, you know, like if you're buying ice cream or something that's gonna have added sugar, try to keep it low. Under 4 grams would be considered like not ridiculous, which is why 15 grams of added sugar per acai bowl cup is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Pew! Snack time. Just a quick spoonful to hit the spot. Oh, a big spoonful. So good. I'm gonna bop around a few spots and talk about some more facts. Another fact is that vanilla and or cinnamon, maybe then chocolate, would be my favorite date spreads. But the new cookie date spread is... it's like nothing like the other ones because it's not a classic vanilla or cinnamon or chocolate flavor. It legitimately tastes like coffee shortbread cookie crumble cake. So it's like a total, what's the word, delicacy I'm looking for? It's a different kind of indulgence. The kind where, I don't even know, you make a bread with it or a loaf, a coffee cake, a banana bread. It's insane. So, facts. I've kind of gone over this fact in other story settings of my website or YouTube or Instagram channel, but the first time I ever had a date, essentially I was influenced by Instagram. There were 1 or 2 vegan influencers I followed who were like total goals. Essentially, I was influenced to try dates from Instagram because in 2017, veganism was a trendy thing. I was never vegan, but like into the whole, I guess, acai bowl fruit smoothie movement because trends, and I was like 18. I saw these vegan influencers eating dates and smoothies and all these like treats and fruit-based desserts all the time, and I'd never even seen a date in my entire life because I grew up in Georgia and I guess packaged dates weren't a thing. There were just like bananas and apples around grocery stores. And eventually I was finally, oh puppy, hi. Hi. Back to be like dogs in my family. Okay, I was in Trader Joe's one day in New York, so I was at NYU 2017. I was in Trader Joe's, saw their dates. Actually, let me get some dates. I got some dates. No, these are not for you, pup. I was in Trader Joe's one day and saw these big old juicy medjool dates, so I bought them for the first time ever in my life, and I tried a date. And let me tell you, if you've not had a date, they're the gooeyest, juiciest, most sticky, amazing fruits in the universe. And you can't have them. She licked my lips. Too funny. You want to lick my fingers? They're amazing. They taste so good. I don't care who you are out there. If you've never tried a date or you think, oh, they're so high carb, high calorie. No. Satisfy your sweet cravings with dates. There's nothing like it. Hits the spot every time. Therefore, I was addicted to dates after trying them. Ate them all the time. Was at work one day at my smoothie and acai bowl job, thinking, you know what? Dates aren't even on our menu. They're not in a single smoothie at this place. They could be used to sweeten all of these added sugared acai bowls instead of added sugar. Just like dates. Come on. So on top of that, we put Nutella on our bowls. We put peanut butter, honey, apple butter, pumpkin butter, almond butter, coconut oil, literally every topping, essentially. But in this entire place, there were no dates. So I was like, was there a date spread? A chocolate one maybe, which I now have. Hold on. Got it. I was like, maybe there's a chocolate date spread with no added sugar that we could use instead of Nutella, and it's like a healthy vegan alternative. But it didn't exist. So I created Wanna Date. Fact. Here's another fact. My father, over there, is my #1 fan, right, Dad?
Yes, indeed.
Wouldn't be where I am without him today. There would be no wanna dates because he would never have encouraged me to go after my dreams or given me the funds to start launching this company. In fact, you need money to start a business. Even if it's $10 or $10,000, you need it from somewhere. And I had none because I was in college and my father lent me some. And I've not taken a penny from him since Shark Tank because I'm paying him back. Fact. Dad, I'm making a YouTube video about 25 facts about me for my 25th birthday. I know, right? Fact is that Dad's favorite flavor of date spread is cinnamon. He eats it every single day on his oatmeal. Every single day, literally. So he's not only the #1 fan, but he's the #1 customer. And I got him hooked on the date doughs, which in fact are here too because we in fact eat them all the time. In fact, they're all opened as well. Snickerdoodle, chocolate brownie, and vanilla. My family likes my products. Keep this outside for sunset. More facts. Fact, don't eat any added sugar in my diet. Fact, haven't for, honestly, maybe 5 or 6 years. Quite literally since I launched Wanna Date. Back then I still ate these protein bars that had like sucralose in it. And then I did this whole 30 paleo experiment and literally never looked back. About 3 years ago. And I don't eat added sugar now. Just dates, fruit, date spread, and the occasional paleo sweetener in a recipe. Because this is all I need. It's all I need. In fact, if you ever want to get help with what foods, because food labels are complicated. In fact, is that the food industry really tries to lie about, hide, and rename all of these ingredients that aren't real food. Yeah. So, in fact, if you ever want to learn more or try living a paleo lifestyle and avoiding added sugars and need help with it, I actually can help you with that. Link is in the description if you want to get started. I do private stuff now. Dogs. Can't get any privacy here. Private nutrition coaching, private training if you're in the New York City area. Trying to help as many people as I can. And if these videos aren't enough, one-on-one is an option. First step though, order some date spreads because they're amazing. They'll satisfy your sweet cravings. And the whole goal of like living your healthiest lifestyle isn't to restrict, it's to indulge, it's to abundantly live and like have like the happiest gut, happiest life, most energy. Feels good. I love it. I love whole food, plant-based lifestyles. That's how I live. Whole foods, plant-based, meaning primarily fruits, primarily vegetables, some wild caught fish, some free-range chicken and eggs, but mostly whole foods that are plant-based. Date spread on my arm. Another fact about, let's say, working out, because I have some experience on that. I grew up playing basketball. When I moved to New York, I started really running and doing yoga for just like the first 2 years and eating a lot of dates and fruit. And then I got into Pilates and kind of got obsessed with the reformer, and that's where I ended up at SLT and core power yoga. So I do core power yoga sculpt teaching, and I am instructor certified for strengthen, lengthen, tone, which is SLT in New York City. So I do privates there. I teach group classes, and I can do also virtual things, although that is a big reformer, megaformer machine. Looks like this. Yeah, so I could do floor Pilates on demand, virtual, but personal training in New York otherwise. Yeah, you have to strength train. Don't be like in the cardio, what's it called? Cyclical cardio? There's like a term for it, where people just like do cardio all the time. It's like, no, to get muscles, you gotta do this. No, you don't have to do that. You have to just do resistance training, which could be done with weights or bands or body weight, but essentially pushing and pulling, resisting, and that's what Pilates is all about. It's toning, strengthening, pulsing, and burning out muscles. Cardio is just like something you should be doing for fun on top of that. For body comp goals. Facts. Gosh, this is so good. Fact, this is better than any Nutella or other chocolate spread out there. Literally so good. So obsessed. Here's a fun fact I'll throw in. If you use the code 25facts, you can get 25% off your next date spread order for having watched this far in the video. Love you guys. Facts. Yeah, for real fact, I really love what I do. I'm kind of a weird entrepreneur in that they call them serial entrepreneurs. I don't want to start another business. I love date spreads and like just want to launch new products, but I am serial in the fact that I can't stay focused on one thing. I love to do so many things in so many fields of life. So that's where the fitness training really comes into a balancing play in my life. The nutrition always has, and then the business, and also YouTube. And what else can I throw on top? Don't need more ideas, actually. I think I'm balanced in like the busiest way. I have like like 4 arms and I need to balance all of them. If I only had 3 of my plates full, I'd be out of balance. Some people can't even hold 1 plate up, but I need like 4 plates balanced in my life. Kind of crazy, but I'm sure some of you can relate to that. Okay, fact, I'm like really hyped up on date sugar now, and the sun is setting, so I think we're gonna pause this and go on a run, because fact is that running was the first form of exercise love I came to find post sports in high school. I love to run. Here's another 5 fast facts for you. I love life, I love health, I love fitness, I love feeling good, and I love life. Did I say that one yet? I don't know, I love life. Life is literally all energy. Everything in this world is energy. The universe, energy creates energy. What you put in your body is energy, what you give out is energy, what you see is energy. We're all energy. So if you're lacking energy in your life, you need to relook at what is giving you energy, if anything. Is there anything giving you energy? For me, it's this, it's fitness, it's food, it's friends, it's family. Find your energy sources, and when you find those things, latch onto them, because that's what life's about. It's not about money, it's not about social media, unless that gives you energy, just find what lights you up and gravitate towards it. That's what I can say I've learned in my 25 years of life, is that energy and life and love, it's all one and the same. It is. Final fact is that I'm not awesome at math, so I don't even know if we reached 25 facts. I lost count throughout the day. But the other fact is, what doesn't matter. In case I didn't hit it, I'll give you another fact. It would make me very happy and grateful if you subscribed to this YouTube channel. Or if you went and bought some date spreads or date doughs and let me know that you liked them, or shared a post with them, or recommended them to a family member or a friend. And on that note, let's conclude this video. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, share some date spreads and doughs with ones you love. Thanks guys, I love you.